Welcome to my nightmare.
We're not safe awake or asleep.
Why won't you die?
Go to hell!
Freddy versus Jason.
Place your bets.
Wow, that trailer really worked really well back in the day. That trailer just made that movie seem like it was going to be the best cinematic experience of all time. And maybe back in the day, it was. But for me personally, this movie has declined each and every time I watch it, unfortunately. But for those of you who love it, I mean, I can see why you love it so much. You guys are also probably wondering, where the hell's the Jason X episode? I'm working on it. Me and Justin kind of, conflicting schedules, so we didn't get to do it yet. Hopefully, we'll be able to do it this week. I hate that movie more than this one, though, so this one should be a little bit better anyway. Special guest tonight, my dude Matt from MadBlood, an amazing YouTube channel. There he is right there. What's up, brother?
What's up, man? Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on, man. Your channel's blowing up. You're almost closing in on 20,000 subs? That
20,000, yeah.
Crazy, man. Your channel just blew up, and congratulations, man, on the success. And obviously, you're dedicated to it because you're always pumping out content. So if you have not subscribed to this guy over here, link is down in the description box below. Go do it. But after this, not right now. We
got some stuff to talk about.
Talk about Freddy versus Jason, 2003. And it shows it's from 2003 for sure. After rewatching this, I just watched it today. Wow.
Ooh, Fred.
But before we dive in, what are your initial thoughts of Freddy vs. Jason? Like, how do you feel about this movie?
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I like it more than I'm with you as far as I like it more than Jason X. Definitely Jason X. There's some fun to be had in Jason X, but that movie is surprisingly very bland to me, whereas this movie is dark and gory and bloody and a lot of nostalgia for me, which works great. Love that. And the fight at the end of the movie and all of that, yeah, it's a little Marvel superhero kind of, but it's fine. But still, Freddy, a solid version of Freddy, not the greatest version of Jason. But they're both battling it out at Crystal Lake, which is pretty damn cool. I like that. But man, there are some damn good kills in this movie. Do you like the kills at least?
I guess.
What about Trent? Good old Trent. The asshole in the beginning.
CGI, man. So much CGI everywhere.
You don't like the worm?
The 100% CGI worm who goes down some guy's throat hole.
Caterpillar, whatever.
It's fine, yeah. I guess. That's obviously only nightmare shit, because Jason don't deal with that weird shit like that. But I get it. They're trying to have fun. It's two horror icons coming together, something that was supposed to happen decades ago, and we finally got it. And I just think the director was the wrong choice, but that's just my opinion. Ronnie, it looked like a music video is what it was. And I know that's what he directed and everything, but it clearly looked like a music video just in a slasher flick, in my opinion.
Yeah, that trailer, that's a pretty good trailer. But after seeing that, I'm like, yeah, it's got that same feel to it. Like the music is like super fast paced, like you're in a rave or something. But yeah, it's a different style. It sounds like the movie way more than you at this point.
Yeah.
After all these years, I do really like the movie. Actually, I think it's a lot of fun. It's not a great movie in the franchise. It's not one of the best in the franchise for me or anything like that. But I do think it's a lot of fun. I do really enjoy it.
Well, we're gonna talk about it.
I like Monica Keena, and I also like the main guy too. He's pretty good. but the rest of the cast is such a great dumb Friday the 13th cast. So stupid.
You're not wrong. You're not. That was
But,
what the hell's his name? Will. He was what is
it's
that?
on the tip of my tongue.
Jason Ritter's son, right? Is that his name? Was it Jason?
I believe
Ritter?
so. Yeah, I believe so. Yep.
That was.
That
I
sounds
liked
right.
Will. I liked Will. I thought Will was good.
Yeah,
I liked Mark. I liked him. He wasn't in it enough, but I did like what he was.
so we remember we watched Final Destination 3 together on that watch along.
Yep.
Doesn't this cast? I mean, it's the same era, of course. Don't you feel like you could just take this cast and put it in Final Destination, vice versa? Like it's the exact same cast.
100%.
Yeah.
That's the one with Mary Elizabeth Winstead, though, right? In part 3, so that's a upgrade.
Yeah.
I think. Not that Monica Keena was bad. Obviously, she was good.
Yeah, she'd be. I'd agree with that. Yeah, she'd be an upgrade, I think.
All right, let's see. First and foremost, we're going to go over the stat line for Freddy vs. Jason.
Ooh.
Rotten Tomatoes score goes critics 41%, higher than I thought it was going to be. Audience 50%, that's kind of where I thought it would be. Budget $30 million, insane. Grossed almost 115 million worldwide. So obviously it made its budget back. But $30 million, man, $30 million, and most of it probably went to Robert Englund. So
I know, right? Yeah, 30's kind of crazy. I mean, I know you did that summer. The movie just came out was 18, and that's 22 years later.
Yeah,
crazy. Not to bring up that movie again, but we had a little talk about that movie off camera. You know,
we might talk about that at the end of this real quick.
Anytime you want to, I'm glad to rip assholes.
Oh God, yeah.
You can rip that one a new one easily.
There's people that really love it. They give 4 stars. I mean, I'm happy for them. I really am. I just don't see 4 stars in that movie. I'm sorry.
I mean, yeah. No, I think it's amazing if people love. You know, I don't love. There's nothing wrong with that at all. It doesn't mean you're stupid or anything. But man, yeah. I mean, it's just poor. It's just poorly made across the board, and it's not to go on a tangent. We'll talk about Freddy vs. Jason, but it's like it's not so bad that it's good. It's not. It's not in that category. It's weird. It's like bad, but it's like not fun. You know,
you're not. I don't know. It's like I sat there wanting something to click inside, and it just never did.
Never.
I think maybe I won't spoil anything, but I think maybe the killer reveal kind of that really just took the ship the whole way down. I was just like, oh, yeah. But then again, Scream 6 for me when they did the killer reveal, I was the same way though. I was like, man, that sucked. But then I watched it over and over again. I really like it. So, but I don't know if this movie's gonna have that same effect.
Yeah, Scream 6, man, bad reveal, but way better than I know you did that summer. Sadly. But anyways.
Okay. Well, first and foremost, we're going to talk about the good of Freddy versus Jason. And to some people, the whole damn thing's good. So I will let you go first. What do you think is good about Freddy versus Jason?
Yeah, man. I really like the intro and how they bring Jason back in this movie. I think it's one of the best ways that Jason kind of gets introduced back into the movie. I like it a lot. Like we get that Freddy narration, which is great. That's fun. Jason kind of emerging from the ground and the dirt, and he's just kind of like lumbering towards Elm Street. We get Mrs. Voorhees back. A good. It's quick, but it's a good version of Mrs. Voorhees. Mm-hmm. But man, there's something about this movie. It is just, I remember a couple years ago, I put this movie on for my brother and my dad randomly. It was Halloween. It was Halloween night. We weren't doing anything, no plans. And I was like, let's watch a Friday the 13th movie. I threw it on and they were like, my brother was laughing, but I could tell they were both like, what is this movie? Because it's, this movie is, I like how dark and mean it is, but it's mean and dark in a fun way for me. But again, Yeah, I like the whole corn rave scene like that. It's just pure hilarity. That one jock guy who's actually also in Final Destination 3 gets his head twisted around. That's fun. The kill in the beginning with that guy, I think his name's Trent, but that asshole, he's a guy you want to see get killed. Just a lot of fun. Good version of Freddy, like
Yes.
it's the last version most likely of Robert Englund's portrayal of the character we'll ever see.
Mhm.
And it's a solid version. He's not quite as like witty as some of the great versions of Freddy, but like the makeup design is great. We see it's not my fault this bitch is dead on her feet. We get that line, but what do you think about that demon Freddy look? You just see it just for a second. Like, do you think we should have got more of that?
Yes. As soon as he jumps out of the water and the screen color totally changes to straight up red, and it's just completely changed. Why was it just for that one scene? Just because it was a dream scene, so he could change how his face looks, or what? Because then, as soon as that scene was over, flip right back to the way it looked before. I think it should have stuck with the demon look, in my opinion, the rest of the way.
Would have been cool. It's so quick. But yeah, I think the movie is a lot of fun. I think it's a lot of fun. So, what do you think? What are some? I know you're less high on it after all these years, but what are some of your positives?
Real quick, super chat door 9. Thank you, Justin. They need to make a Jason versus Leatherface movie. I mean,
two big guys going at it.
I'd watch it. It'd be a very slow fight because they're both pretty damn slow, depending on which version of Jason you get. I don't know. I'm not like dying for it, but I'd watch it if they made it, of course, like every other horror fan would.
Yeah, I mean, it would be better than the what is it, the 2022 Texas Chainsaw movie. It'd be better than that. So
that's a movie. I watched that movie twice when it came out. The day it came out and the next day, and I was like, dude, this movie's awesome. And then that's another one. I rewatched it like a year or two later, and I was like, this movie's fucking terrible. This movie, the kills are fine. I like the kills, but
yeah,
I just don't like the movie at all. But
yeah.
Freddy vs. Jason for me, I'm trying to. I like you said, the intro's fantastic. Just the establishment of Freddy, like showing him the black background. Then whenever he is Freddy, not in the costume, obviously not Robert Englund. And then they zoom into his eyeballs and you see all the veins and shit in his eyes. And then they zoom to his teeth and they're all fucking disgusting and gross. And then that's whenever you see Jason's body just reinflate in the ground. I like how he dug. Like, where was he buried? First off, is a question I would like to ask. Like, where's that at? And why is he buried there? And which version of Jason is this that's buried there? But obviously, we never find out or know, or I don't even know. It probably doesn't even matter. But I like that intro a lot. That's probably honestly between that and the end fight are probably my favorite parts of this entire movie, because the middle for me is just like, just kind of hanging around just till we get to what we really want, which is the fight at the end of the movie.
Yeah. I just realized this. This is probably a stupid question. I'm trying to remember if this movie is technically a sequel or if it's more of a standalone movie. Isn't it? It's kind of like a remake, reboot kind of, right?
It would have to be, because I don't. Well, Freddy's dead. Technically, he's the last Nightmare film, so he died in that one. And then New Nightmare had nothing to do with this Freddy, so it couldn't be that. And then when it comes to Jason, I don't know which version that would be, because it's not the Jason X version in Earth 2, obviously.
I mean, you could say it's this. You could say it's a sequel to the original Friday the 13th, I guess. So it's kind of like, but it would be weird then, because Jason is an adult when he's buried, which is, you know what I mean? Because he died when he was a kid, so that's kind of weird. So I don't know. Anyways,
but otherwise, I think Freddy is the better of the two in this movie. The look is great. Robert's great, and like you said, it's probably last time we're gonna get him, because I doubt he's coming back to do any more Nightmare movies, being as old as he is. I mean, it would be great maybe one more time, but I don't see them pushing a Nightmare on Elm Street out anytime soon.
Unfortunately, yeah. This is one of the worst versions of Jason.
Ooh.
Maybe not the worst, but one of the worst, definitely. Because he's just kind of Freddy's puppet. He's so slow, and he's just kind of like a robot. Do you wish they would have had Kane Hodder portray this character, or do you think it makes sense to have like the big? Because they wanted to go with so when they're standing toe to toe,
he's way
just
bigger.
like you can noticeably bigger.
I don't know. I guess that's just the directors and the producers who wanted that, because I don't really think the fans would have cared, honestly. If they would have gave the Kane Hodder, everybody would have been ecstatic. Not that Kane Hodder's my favorite Jason, because he's not, but he already did 4 movies in a row. This is only 2 years after Jason X. Why reach out to somebody else when you already have a guy in-house who can do it and do it well? I think it might have made a difference in the movie, to be honest, because I think the Jason character is the reason why this movie doesn't work for me, or at least part of the reason why.
Yeah, maybe they wanted Jason to be worse on purpose and just make Freddy more of like the focal point, because you can do a little bit more with Freddy. Like if you're a director, like creatively, you can do a little bit more because he's more witty. He's got charisma, and Jason just kind of
walks around.
Whereas if you had Kane Hodder's version, he would definitely overshadow Freddy in certain scenes, because Kane is just like a go-getter version of Jason, give no shits. Like he wouldn't take orders from anyone unless he was kind of like manipulated or something. But that would work though. Like if they had Freddy figure out some sort of a way to, maybe he has like his mom's corpse or his mom's sweater or his mom's head or something. He can kind of manipulate him and almost like just kind of just make him do whatever he wants to do for some reason. That would work. I would have enjoyed that, actually. That would have been fun. That probably actually would have been a better idea than this, where it's just like, hey, Jason, go be my bitch.
Do some stuff for me real quick, and then you don't stop, because that's not what you do. He just kills and kills. And how far? By the way, how far away is Springwood? From Crystal Lake? Because Springwood's in Ohio, so Jason walked the whole way from Camp Crystal Lake to Ohio in one day, I think. So good for him. Speed walker, baby.
Exactly. Just like part 2, Friday the 13th part 2, when Jason walks and finds, Alice, wherever the hell she was. He just rains and shit.
I just assumed she was in the town, but I guess maybe she could have been farther away. I don't know.
Might be. Justin says, answer my last question. He's Freddy. He's Freddy right now. He's telling you, dance for me, puppet. Answer my damn question.
Where? I don't see anything.
Ohio to New Jersey. Yep. Yeah, Herbert. I'm with you.
I'm looking. Okay. I'm looking, Justin, but that's not the way to go about this. But yeah, I look, Justin. I didn't see anything, so feel free to type it in again, my friend, if you feel inclined to do so. Yeah, I think. What do you think about Monica Keena? Did you like her as the final girl? Her and Will, I guess it was a combo platter in this movie. Did you like them, or were they kind of they're okay?
I think they're above average for me. I would say above average. I actually like Monica Keena. I think she's good. I think she's one of the better final girls in the franchise. Not the best, but yeah. I would have definitely liked to see her in a sequel. I think she's good. She's serviceable.
Yeah, I mean, she's very nice on the eyes for sure, so that helps. That's a bonus.
Yeah. I mean, it sucks to see where she's gone, just in her personal life, unfortunately. Unfortunately, so it's sad. Hopefully she is doing better. But
wasn't she dating Ed Furlong at some point? I think.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they were. It seems like they were having a good time together. So.
Wow. Yeah, they were in a movie together. They were in the remake to Night of the Demons. That's what it was. Night of the Demons. So yeah, that movie was not very good either. So yeah, Monica Keena did this, and that was about the end of her acting career, I guess, for the most part.
There's I was just gonna say, there's Justin's question. I was reading it. Kind of a juicy one. Go ahead.
All right, let's see. What sounds more interesting? Freddy versus Leatherface, Freddy versus Pennywise, Jason versus Pennywise, or Leatherface versus Pennywise? Well,
I mean, Freddy versus Pennywise is kind of crazy because they're both very supernatural. Both of them are kind of almost in your dreams, right? You know,
mm-hmm.
that's kind of crazy. I lost the question, but yeah.
It would have to be that one, I think, wouldn't it? Freddy versus Leatherface. I don't really know how much of a fight that would be, to be honest. I think Leatherface
Yeah.
might be dumber than Jason, honestly. So, Jason versus
It would
Pennywise.
basically,
No.
yeah, it would kind of be the same thing. I mean, yeah. I mean, Jason versus Leatherface would be very repetitive. I feel like because they're very similar
Mm-hmm.
in some ways. You know, just like big, nasty ass dudes who just stomp around. But you could make something that was gritty and dark and interesting. I mean, speaking of, I'm very curious to see what's going to happen with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise. Another tangent, as you know, every time I'm on your show, tangents are my thing. But
It's all good,
dude, like all the names have been tossed around the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Talk about potential for that
big
franchise.
time.
A lot of potential. But
I can't. At least they're not going to go anywhere. I don't think they're going anywhere off touching the 2022 one. That's over. The ship has sailed. I think we're going to start fresh. And
yeah,
I mean, I'm for it. But it's like Matthew McConaughey and Glenn Powell and all those big time guys are like interested in bringing this franchise back. So I don't know. We'll see what they do. I don't think Glenn Powell's going to be in the movie, which would be crazy if he was, but I don't think he will do that.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
What else? What else is good? I mean, we talked about the kills. I mean, some of the kills are great, and then a lot of stabbing. Obviously, the dude from Scary Movie getting electrocuted. That's nothing great. What else we got?
I'm surprised you don't. What are your favorite kills in the franchise?
Oh, in
like
the franchise.
Just, like you don't have to. You might miss a few. That's fine. But just like a few that you really like. I'm just curious because this movie has a couple that make my top 10.
Damn. We got Mark from part 2. I love Mark's wheelchair guy. Everybody loves wheelchair guy.
Yeah.
Andy from part 3. That's one of my favorites. Cutting down the middle looks fantastic. Everybody says the cryo face smash.
Cryo.
It's good.
What about the tent kill in Freddy?
Jason Goes to Hell.
Jason Goes to Hell. Yeah.
That's a good one too. Yeah. Jason Takes Manhattan got 0. New Blood got probably 0.
A lot of people like the Julius kill in Manhattan, but you know
they do. But it's the times. It's the times.
Yeah. I was just curious because I was.
I'm trying to think of these
because I feel like this movie has a couple good ones. But
what's your favorite kill in this movie?
I think his name is Trent. I've said that multiple times. I could be wrong. I'm sure chat could correct me, but it's the asshole in the opening of the movie. I just like the setting for that opening. You know, it's very perfect for their era. And he's holding the beer. He's hanging up strong to that beer while he's just getting shot.
Not letting go.
The machete's going right through him over and over and over and over and over. And then the bed fold. I mean, holy shit, what a good one. Gets folded in half.
I think his name is Trent, isn't it? That means there's 2 asshole Trents in these movies. Let me see. That does sound familiar. Trey.
Trey. Okay, sorry. My bad.
Oh, you're good. It's close enough. I'm trying to think what my favorite kill in this movie would be.
Any of the stuff at the cornfield, maybe? There's that one where remember he's trying to hook up with the girl who's out cold, and then Jason just launches his ass. Yeah, kind of like part 6, kind of like that kill.
He kills 15 people in that cornfield massacre, and then, I mean, they did it really. Like I said, the CGI is a little bit of a problem. He's swinging that blade around, and he's the one guy he didn't even cut at all, and the blood just spraying out of his chest.
It's like that far away from him. Yeah, the blade. Yeah.
They don't know. Just move that over a little bit to the left. Fuck it, it's already over with. Just go with it. I do like.
Yeah.
I kind of like when he,
Go ahead. What are you saying?
I like when he throws the machete when it's on fire and it goes through that guy's stomach and then he spits the blood out of his mouth.
The chubby guy who's like,
Mhm.
why don't you find yourself a pig to fuck?
This is a rave, not a Halloween party.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. That kill was pretty cool. I like that one. The cornfield stuff is all good, especially when the overhead shot when you see Jason walking through the corn, setting it all on fire. I like that part of the movie as well. But honestly, the best kill was the end with both of them when they kill each other. It is probably the best for me.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, they're not dead, but I get.
Yeah.
Did you ever go to any corn raves as a kid? Was Facci out there just getting blacked out in the cornfields?
No, I was a good kid. I never drank or anything. I just never did it. Wasn't me. So no.
Hey, that's all good, man. Yeah.
It sounds like a fun time.
We didn't have any cornfields really where I grew up, so but
I don't either. I'd have to drive a little bit to get to one, so nah.
Yeah, same.
Oh, F. Bass, that's a good one. How about Pennywise versus Matthew McConaughey? That's a good one. I'm gonna go with Matthew McConaughey, 100%.
Oh yeah, F. Bass, definitely, dude. That's a great kill in part 4. I love that. That's a crunchy one. That's a great one.
Oh fuck yeah, that is a good kill in part 4. It's like you said, that's one of them juicy, crunchy kills where you hear everything.
And it zooms. It's like you get the great shot of Jason's face and his mask, and like the cataracts in his eyes, and
looks good.
Tom Savini just doing his work, man, making it beautiful.
All practical. Just saying.
Why don't they just if they're making an I Know You Did Last Summer movie, why don't they just go? You know what, Tom Savini,
do it.
We'll give you a couple bucks, bring you out of retirement. Let's give us some cool shit. No. They don't even. They haven't even seen a horror movie before, so they don't even know his name.
Freddie Prinze did though, and he still signed up for this movie. So good for him. Good for him. I mean, he might have needed a paycheck. No offense to Freddie. I don't know what he's doing. I know he ain't acting probably in anything that much. So free money.
Yeah, the royalties on "She's All That" or whatever from the late '90s and that they've stopped. No, but he. I said in my video, I said, I bet you money if you gave him a lie detector test, because he's a huge horror fan, which is awesome. Love that. Mm-hmm. He has a podcast where he talks horror movies and stuff, which is really cool. Seems like a really cool guy. But I bet the only way he would come back in this movie, well, I think his wife is like best friends with the director. But anyways, I think one of the only ways he would come back is if he was like, you make me, actually, never mind, I can't say it. I was going to talk about the character arc of how his character goes.
We'll do it at the end after I give a spoiler warning of we're going to talk about just for a little bit because I haven't talked about it on here.
I got too excited.
You're good.
But anyways,
Jennifer Love Hewitt's the killer. She killed everyone. I'm just kidding. It didn't happen, or did it happen? You're gonna have to go see it.
The body in the original movie, the body in the trunk. Mm-hmm. Who else put it there? Like, it's her trunk.
And then she got rid of it real quick. It's like, oh my God.
I know.
Was that you? I know I watched somebody's review that talked about that. Was that a dream sequence, or was that? I wasn't sure if that was you or not. Did it really happen? How the hell did he have that much time to get the body out of the trunk with all the crabs? It really doesn't make any sense, to be honest. But
I did mention that because in the second movie too, in the sequel, they have similar stuff, like the guy who is hung in the closet in the second movie.
Oh yeah.
And then it just, you know what I mean? I don't think it was hallucination. I just think it was like a fun moment. Let's see, F. Bass. How about your favorite kill of Jason? I like part 2, the machete through the shoulder, neck, almost into the chest. Yeah, I love part 2. It's just a great movie in the franchise. Great ending. I really like that one too. I mean, he's not dead at the end of part 2 though, right? No. Probably not.
Not really. Favorite kill of Jason?
I think Jason probably dies for the first time in part 3, to be honest. I mean, there's a good chance that he's dead in part 4.
I mean, everybody loves part 4. Obviously, everybody loves the final chapter's death of Jason, the machete side of the head, slide down the machete. Part 6 is lame, in my opinion. 7 is really lame. 8 is not good. 9, he gets jacked off by his niece or something from behind with the dagger.
Who's getting jacked off here?
Jason, that girl just
Jason's getting
reaches
jacked
over
off?
and grabs him like this.
Hell yeah.
It's
He doesn't
good.
he doesn't have to finger any of those mannequins anymore in the 2009 movie. He's getting
Fucking
jacked
right,
off
dude.
now. That's amazing. Honestly, the 2009 movie, the 2009 movie is probably the best death for me. Like, that's fun.
It is good. He gets hung, and then he goes into the wood chipper face first. It's pretty dope. And then the morons dragged his body out in a cloth and threw him in the lake, which makes no sense, but it is what it is. We don't want to call the cops or anything, but that could have been a dream sequence too, because obviously he jumps back up out of the water. So, yeah.
I think it's just supposed to be one of those classic, like, I Know What You Did Last Summer, like they do it at the end of those movies too,
Little stinger to let you go home too. Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
What else is good? I'm trying to think. Like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of Freddy vs. Jason, so it's kind of hard to find a lot of good.
Do you like the look of Jason in the movie, or do you hate it? Or
hell no, he got some baggy ass sweatpants on. That's what it looks like anyway. The jacket, which other Jasons have wore jackets too. Derek Mears wore a jacket. So
very similar. Yeah, his outfit's very similar to Derek Mears. Like it's got it's almost like a burlappy kind of jacket thing.
I think it's the head. I think it's the blackness of his head that I just don't like. I don't know. Like, once he comes out of the ground, he's talking to his mom, and his head is just completely shiny, rubbery black, and I don't really understand. I guess rotted away. I don't know. I just wasn't a huge fan. And then he's, like you said, really slow, lumbering. I don't know. I just don't like the portrayal. No offense to Ken Kersinger, who was in Jason Takes Manhattan, obviously. But it just didn't work for me personally. What about you? Do you like it?
When I consider the era, like the look of him and everything makes sense for the era, but I've always thought the mask, like the effects that they did in the makeup design on the mask, like it doesn't actually look like it's really worn. Like it looks like it was made in a shop, like they added it. And whereas like in part 4, like that looks legit. Like he's been through a battle, But yeah, I don't hate the look. It's more just the way the character acts in the movie, Like I've always looked at this movie as a Freddy movie.
Exactly.
I think they just made Freddy like the star of this movie. Jason's name is right there, but this is really Freddy's. It's Freddy's movie.
That's probably going to go in the bad category, but you're exactly right. Yes, exactly. Jason died by water, Freddy by fire. How can we use this? I don't know. Jason lives in water and he walks out of water at the end of the movie, so I don't know why water in his dream makes him shrivel up into a little boy, but I guess it happens sometimes when you're taking a nap. You don't know what's going on.
Apparently, Jason's getting jerked off all over the place.
Okay, in his dreams.
According to Matt.
Are you Jason? Jason Voorhees? He pops out of the water with his funky head. She's like, never mind, I'm not helping you.
Hey, everyone's got a type, man. Everyone's got a type.
I'm not helping you.
He's famous. I mean, you could go from a 2 to a 10 if you're famous enough. Shit, look at Jeff Bezos.
Oh yeah. Okay. Last thing for me for the good. A lot of nudity in this movie, so that's always a positive for me in a slasher movie. Good job. A lot of nudity in this movie. They're not real, but they're there.
Dumb question on that. Where is the nudity? I'm trying to remember.
In the beginning, whenever Jason gets he's having a dream. He's chasing that naked girl goes
Yeah, it's like a totally a character you never ever see ever again. Nope. Yeah. She runs and jumps off of the dock. Yeah. That's right.
Yep. There's that one. There's the girl from what the hell's the movie? Ginger Snaps. What the hell's her name? I can't think of her name.
Sorry,
she's in a lot of horror movies, but I can't think of her name.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I just couldn't think of it.
What the hell is it? Catherine Isabel. That's what it was. Catherine Isabel. Well, she was nude, but it wasn't her. It was a body double. And then I think there's... Freddy's banging that lady at the camp. She's limp on her feet. Yeah.
Not my fault. This bitch is dead on her feet.
Yeah, so Congratulations, you put nudity in a Friday the 13th movie. So good for you guys. They don't do that, and I Know What You Did Last Summer's wimps. They just show people kissing and act like they're gonna
That's
do stuff.
that's a spoiler right there. Come on.
What? That's not a spoiler. There's no nudity in I Know What You Did Last Summer. Soak it up. There never was, though. I don't in any of them, so it doesn't
No,
matter.
never.
No.
Yeah, no.
Either nope. Them or Scream. They don't play that game. No nudity. Personally, I don't got anything else for the good category. So if you're ready to move on, we'll move on to the bad.
Yeah, I think so. I think I mentioned everything.
There it is. Kelly Rowland is pointing, saying she knows what's bad because you got these eensy weensy little things, and Jason got this big old thing.
Dude, she gets her ass tossed in this movie, man. She just flies.
And she flops down the tree with the terrible editing and cutting of the.
Oh, man. She's such a bad actor.
She gets her nose ripped off. Got your nose.
True. She's not. I mean, speaking of musicians, like Brandy is way better than her.
Oh yeah,
Just acting wise, I feel like she's much better.
Kelly Rowland. They just had to get that popular pop star in the movie. It's that time of the thing, and that's who they picked, I guess.
I don't.
It's good for her, but it really didn't make a difference to me if she was in it or not. Blu-ray did not like Temu Jason Mewes. No. What the hell was this? Freeberg was it that guy? Okay, so obviously bad. Jason himself portrayal was just not good enough. Look overall wasn't the worst, but I think the portrayal, like we discussed, was what definitely dropped this Jason down for me personally, and a lot of other people as well. The bad.
Yeah, it is pretty cheesy, Aaron.
It's
definitely
so corny and cheesy.
It's like, do we think it's? So what's the consensus? Do we think Freddy vs. Jason is intentionally funny, or do we think it's unintentionally funny? Like the Kelly Rowland kill is obviously, I feel like that's supposed to be pretty funny, right? But who knows? Maybe it's just the era, or the Alice in Wonderland, the worm or whatever. Like, is that
the fucking worm?
Is it supposed to be funny, or is it supposed to be?
I want to say it's supposed to be funny. I think this is going towards more of the funny Freddy than the scary one, in my opinion. And it didn't work. It didn't work. The worm wasn't funny. I don't really know how much jokes were actually supposed to land, but I didn't really find anything in this movie to be particularly funny.
Yeah.
I don't know. Freddy's Freddy. I mean, he's trying to be comical. Fred heads love it. I'm not a big Freddy guy, so it's fine. But I
was gonna ask you which franchise you like better.
Friday Nightmare's my least favorite of the big three. But I
figured, yeah.
But this wasn't a good Friday the 13th movie, like we said, at all. It wasn't a Jason movie whatsoever. It was New Line Cinema, obviously. That's Freddy's house, of course. Jason's just a visitor. He had Jason X and Jason Goes to Hell, and that was it. And then this movie, before where'd it go? Platinum Dunes, right? I think after this movie.
Yeah, 2009 was Platinum Dunes. Yep.
So Jason took a back seat, which is obviously a downgrade for me. He should be at least, if not front and center, I mean, splitting it 50-50, but I don't think that's how this movie went. I think it was Freddy 70, Jason 30% of the movie, in my opinion. How do you think it was split up?
No, I'm with you, man. Like I was saying earlier, if they had, if Kane Hodder was Jason in this movie, and then they made that creative idea where Jason is still going to be like a badass, and he's still going to be not smart, but he's going to be like proactive, and he's going to be doing his own thing. But if they would have figured out some sort of a way to kind of use something against Jason to convince him to do it, other than, he's Freddy's basically just got a remote control, and he's just like, hey, this is fun, and Jason's just like this dumbass, throughout the movie. But I still have a great time with this movie though, regardless. has a lot of replayability for me, and a lot of that is nostalgia as well, just for this era, you know.
I know you're.
I was in this movie. Yeah, I was in high school when this movie came out. So
what was it? 2003. I was probably 14, I think, when this came out.
Yeah, so those boobies, you were just all about those boobies at that point.
Whoa, come on, man! It had nothing to do with that. I saw it 3 times. I saw it at the drive-ins. I couldn't get enough, and then I obviously bought it on DVD. Got it on Blu-ray, of course. It's just I don't want to go back and rewatch it. If I'm like most people probably do, if they want to watch a Friday the 13th movie, they're probably not going to grab Freddy vs. Jason. They're going to grab something. They're going to grab part 2, 3, Jason Lives, Final Chapter, one of those. But it's fine for what it is. I don't think it aged very well. Obviously, CGI is terrible. Jason's terrible. Music is not very good. The jump cuts we get are not very good. And I think that's another bad thing about it as well is just the editing style. You can tell that this was a music video director. Everything about it, how fast it goes, just like they're doing the rave scene. It's just, I don't know what the hell he did to the camera, but it makes you dizzy as shit. It just didn't work. Not for me anyway. I think we needed a different director and a different Jason portrayal. And I think it would have bumped up a hell of a lot for me.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm definitely with you on that part. Does it? So it's kind of on the back half of the franchise for you. It sounds like.
As of now, after rewatching all of them but the remake, it is in what? Not wait, 10, 11, 12. It's in 11th, or it would be 10th right now. It's in 10th, so yes, it's very low. I lied. It's not 10th. It's 9th. It's 9th right now, so 2 away from the bottom. It just didn't. It doesn't work for me anymore. I can see why it does work for a lot of people, especially if you're a huge Nightmare Freddy guy. I could see why, and I think if I was, I would sway my opinion a lot more. But it's not a movie I care to rewatch.
Yeah. I think that helps me a little bit because I'm a little bit more of a Elm Street guy than you. You know, it's not my favorite out of the big 3, but I do really like the franchise. So that's probably part of the reason I do enjoy it because I don't mind Freddy. I don't mind Freddy being like the spirit, the main guy in this movie. I think that's fun. Yeah, it's a good party. Yeah, Aaron, it's a good party movie. I feel like it's a pretty good one.
Just put it on in the background and.
Yeah, you'd probably have to be in it'd probably have to be like a millennial party though.
Now
we'd have our like Alizé and our Goldschlager. And just have a great.
Like super bad. Good stuff. Bring our alcohol in the Tide container. That's how we.
Funny thing about my back is, it's like.
Exactly. Super bad. I love that movie so much. Yeah, Garrett Born to Be Rad says Kane would have helped this movie big time. I think he would have for sure. Just he brings personality to the character that this Jason did not have.
None. No personality in this movie from Jason.
I think that was the point, though, unfortunately. Freddy's the star of the show. Jason's just there. I don't think they wanted Jason to outshine Freddy, so they gave us and told him to act like that. Not that it's Ken Kersinger's fault. Obviously, he just did what they told him to do, so. But it just, it was a little rough. Little one note when it comes to Jason. Let's see. What else? I was curious. What did Ronnie Yu even direct? Oh, Bride of Chucky. Duh. Is it?
When did Bride come out? Do you remember? What does it say?
I think that was 1998, I believe. Was Bride
98,
of Chucky.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't remember that movie being cut like this one, though. Like the fast-ass cuts, the shaky cam, whatever the hell he was doing. I don't think Bride of Chucky was like this.
No, not to this extent, but if I remember correctly, it does have that like it's like they turn the contrast down a lot in both those movies. Like it's really like dark, like they're kind of dark and dreary movies. Even though Bride of Chucky has a lot of comedy in it.
Yeah.
Just the look, like the aesthetic of it is like very like dark and dreary kind of.
Yeah, I get that.
like Freddy versus Jason, I feel like it's got like this evil kind of a feel to it. But
Oh wait, I didn't add this to the good. I guess another good thing real quick would be the fact that they did reuse some of the original Friday the 13th music, obviously mixed with the Nightmare. I did enjoy that music within this movie, but then the other like the rock stuff and whatever other music from the time they played, it really didn't really flow with the movie for me personally.
yeah.
But I guess that was the time.
They very much wanted this movie to be, because a lot of people when they think of Friday the 13th, they think about like nudity, crazy kills, and all this just like craziness. But a lot of the movies in the franchise are not like that. You know, like this movie kind of, I feel like is what a non Friday the 13th fan would imagine the franchise is like, which is just like stupidity and blood and boobs and all that throughout the movie. So, but anyways, love the soundtrack. Yeah, I think it's pretty fun. It's a fun soundtrack.
If Bass says, I used to think they didn't want Kane because he would be telling the director what Jason is supposed to do, but now I think it was because Ken was in Vancouver and cheaper pay.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm sure it was cheaper. Yeah, I mean,
wait, this movie was filmed in Vancouver too?
I'm sure it was. Every damn movie.
Jason, Freddy vs. Jason in Vancouver. See, this takes place after Jason takes Manhattan. You liars. That makes more sense.
Vancouver kind of works for this franchise though. Like the 2009 movie, that is a small knock for me with that movie, is that it filmed it's Texas, so it's very much, especially when they do some of those wide shots with Jared Padalecki's character, like on his motorcycle and stuff. You're like,
different.
You're like, yeah, I mean, this doesn't even look like the Northeast.
Yep. Freddy.
That's a nitpick.
Freddy vs. Jason was filmed in Vancouver. What a shock. Probably because it cost $12. That's what it says. So the budget didn't go to filming locations or Jason. So I'm just saying, most of it went to Robert Englund and probably the soundtrack.
Yeah. I'm sure Robert came out doing well after this movie. Yeah.
He didn't have to do nothing else again. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I have anything else in the bad category unless you have something else to add.
No, not really. No, I think we kind of mentioned everything. Yeah, I think we hit it all.
All right. So now we've reached the final stage. We give our judgment of this film. I like this picture in the background for some reason. Just found it today. I think it looks really cool. Put my polls out on Instagram and YouTube. I wish I would have done it a little bit sooner, but I kind of forgot. So Instagram gave this movie a 3.7 out of 5, averaged together. YouTube, 3.83 out of 5. Honestly, in my opinion, way higher scores than I thought this movie would have got, to be honest. But I guess people really do love it, and I'm just on the outside looking in on this one. So,
well, it's probably just because like your audience, probably the majority of your audience are slasher fans, and we just eat this shit up,
I know. I wanted to love this movie too, but it just didn't happen. But what would you give Freddy vs. Jason out of 5 stars?
Oh man, damn. Good question. I don't really love doing stars or numbers very much on movies, but with that said, out of 5, I mean, yeah, I'd probably give it like it's hard to say because the story is bad. The acting is bad.
Yeah.
The Jason is bad, but I still have a lot of fun with the movie. I'd probably give it a 3 out of 5. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Let me see. I put the poll in the chat, and they agreed with you as well, my friend. 32% gave it a 3. 28% gave it a 5.
I'm with you, Leanna. I'm with you. Goodness.
21% gave it a 4, and 17% gave it a 2 and under. I gave it a 2.5 out of 5. I can't go any higher than that. Kills are cool. Freddy's cool. Everything else, not so much. Monica Keena looks good. That's a little bonus. Other than that, not for me. And I guess I'm opposite on this movie, and it's fine. I usually am when it comes to these things.
You kind of be in the mood for this movie.
Yeah.
What's your favorite in the franchise?
Part 3.
Part 3. Nice. Which I think actually has the lowest.
Yes, it does.
Score. What is it, like a 9 or something?
A 9%. Guys are crazy. They don't know what they're talking about. It's just so rewatchable for me personally. So,
Oh yeah, Part 3 does not deserve a 9. When you have a movie like Hard Eyes, which is an okay slasher movie.
Come on.
But that movie has a 78%.
They got good taste.
It's a fun movie.
So much.
Yeah, it's fun. It is fun. But come on.
I mean, Jason Part 3 over that, but just saying.
Well, better example. The new I
don't want to know.
It's like
what is it?
I think it's like high 30s or something. Like
why the hell did I think it was?
Last time I checked, I want to say it was like 38% or something like that.
Damn, you just looked 2 seconds ago, you liar. You are correct.
It hasn't changed at all. That was like
37% right now. But the audience gave it a 68. Good God, motherfuckers. Woo!
Dude, the second movie in the franchise, I Still Know You Did Last Summer, that movie was an 8%.
Oh my God.
Forever.
It's not that bad.
Forever. And then just recently, because the new movie came out, so people started rewatching it, it got bumped up to like 10 or something like that. But
wow,
crazy.
Wow. And we're gonna probably talk spoilers in a minute for that movie. So if you haven't seen I Know What You Did Last Summer, you don't want to hear anything spoiled, you probably should leave, because got to talk about some stupid ass shit in this movie, and it involves some spoilers. So if you haven't seen it, appreciate you guys hanging out, listening to Freddy vs. Jason talk with me and my boy Matt from MadBlood. But you guys can get the hell out of here, and I'm gonna count it down in 5.
You ain't gotta go home, but you gotta get the hell out of here.
Go to the cornfield for this ain't a Halloween party. Get out of here. Just
get some Goldschlager and go to the cornfield.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Spoiler talk. Yeah, those killer reveals really did suck ass. I'm just gonna let you know that right now. Was not a fan. Yeah, Stevie, what the shit is that shit? What is that? Come on, man. Just terrible.
Was that the worst part of the movie for you? The reveal?
I want to say yeah. I was kind of digging it. I mean, I thought the acting was terrible.
Horrible.
The entire time. Like, I don't know if those people ever acted a day in their lives.
What's up, Pat? All right.
What's up going on, Pat?
Thanks for stopping by.
See you, Leanna. Go
good
check
to see
it
you,
out.
As always, good to see you guys.
You ain't missing much, though, if you don't go see it. Yeah, I was kind of digging it. It was trying to be creepy, trying to be a little bit scary. And then they got on the boat at the end, and that was, wow, 2 of them are there, and the other person's magically gone. I wonder who the killer is going to be now. And then just they zoom back, go back to the cops, and then they're like, "Oh my God, look who it is!" Oh no! Like, come on, man. Something better than that. And she didn't even do anything. She just talked, and then it wasn't good.
Okay, so Freddie Prinze Jr., his reveal, that's whatever. I get that. They tried to take a swing, I guess. But the Stevie girl, like, you actually sat down in a writing room, and that was the best you could come up with?
Stevie!
Who fucking wrote this movie? Who fucking wrote this movie? Was it somebody who works at Chick-fil-A? Who wrote this? Like,
no Chick-fil-A.
It's just some like, nothing wrong with Chick-fil-A. I love Chick-fil-A, but it's just like the reveal is just some girl because the guy who died in the car crash helped her get through a tough time, so she was kind of upset about it. So she, like, that's We waited 18 years between the last movie. And that's the best you can come up with?
Oh, Stevie, my girl. I mean, and then they were like, he went off the cliff. I think he swerved very dramatically. He didn't really need to do all that. He could have just went around him, but whatever. And then it wasn't, I mean, they were in the middle of the road, kind of, but this one was way less their fault than the original movie. Come on.
Exactly.
Like, they hit the guy.
They could have just told the cops and it probably would have been fine.
You could have just been like, hey, we pulled over. We didn't want to pull over, but blah, blah, blah was throwing up. They were sick. Okay. And then the guy swerved and went off the cliff. Like, okay.
Your dad's like best friends with the chief of police. I'm sure the chief of police is going to be like, yeah, no problem. It was an accident. You're fine.
I mean, this one was an accident. They didn't kill anyone. Yeah. It was a straight up accident. And then like, I think it might have been your review, how Stevie didn't want to go to the cops, but then she did want to go to the cops. And why are you flip-flopping back and forth, man? And then they could have killed the people in the beginning of the movie, but they keep them alive the whole way to the end of the movie. God, it just wasn't good. It wasn't good all the way around. And then they pulled the Scream route, and then we got two.
I had to get. Right? They thought that would be like, ooh.
You know,
wow.
Man.
So creative.
Holy shit.
Again, if you just tuned in, we're talking spoilers for I Know You Did Last Summer, just a heads up. But don't you feel like the whole the big crash, the big moment in the beginning is supposed to set up the rest of the movie? Don't you feel like it was so quick?
It was so underwhelming. It was just like, psh, that's it.
Well, like the original movie, they had that whole moment. Like they're all like really excited. They're telling ghost stories by the campfire.
On the beach, yeah.
They're so excited. Like he's gonna like eventually. He's playing football. She's going to New York. She's going this place. She's going this place, and you just feel like this is a big moment for them. And then all of a sudden, this crazy thing happened. And then on top of that, we get all those great moments where they're trying to cover it up. They're like, "All right, we're gonna dump his body," and then he wakes up, and then Barry has to jump in the ocean. And there's like a couple fun jumps. Yeah, he looks just like Jason.
He does.
This is a weird thing. Probably nobody is probably going to think this at all. Maybe it's just me. I have always thought when Ben Willis is in the water and he's looking up at them in the water like Jason, that he looks like Trump. I've always thought that.
Got that hair over? Looks good.
There's something about it. Anyways.
Huge.
But in this movie, they just and also so the first car swerves by him because they hear it and they know it's coming because they can hear it coming, right? They turn around, and then the second one's like a 1998 Dodge pickup, but they can't hear it coming at all.
It's a Tesla.
It would have made sense if it was an electric car. Make it an electric car, you dumbass.
It's like, yeah. They don't make any noise. Like, that's a 98 pickup truck, dude. That thing's going to be revving, loud, exhaust broken.
Yeah.
Come on,
so stupid.
Man.
Let's see what Pat said. Oh, I can't scroll down. Damn it.
Let me see. A set. I'll put it up on the screen.
Oh, I can maybe scroll a little bit, but...
Where'd it go?
I'm glad you liked it, Pat. I'm glad when people like it. That's amazing.
I mean, I went in with low expectations, too. I don't know. Like I said, I was kind of having a decent enough time until it got to the third act, which is what I heard from multiple people, that you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. And the killer's just, the girl it wasn't earned for me for the girl. And then once they showed fucking, spoiler alert again, Ray is the killer, I was like, I'm done. It doesn't make...
Yeah, well, plus his motivation was so
They forgot
stupid.
about us, Julie, and she's like, so?
They erased our news articles from the internet, so I'm going to kill people.
So they can write it again. Okay.
He was always just kind of a chill, like, fisherman guy. He was never the guy that was interested in attention. So now he wants attention?
Yeah.
That just doesn't make any sense for his character. Now he wants to be like
He
remembered.
was great in the first. I liked him in the first one. Really liked him in the second one, and then this one was just like you're gonna do that. Like you brought him back, and he
Don't you feel like Julie did literally nothing in this movie?
She talked a little bit, and that was it.
She had the main girl over for tea.
She did.
And then she showed up at the end of the movie with no weapons.
What are you waiting for?
No weapon.
Huh?
She just showed up. She was like, I'm here. I'm here.
And he's like, hey,
with
lady,
no weapon at all.
We used to be married. Remember that?
Dude, and then they did the same thing that they did in Alien Romulus.
What are you waiting for? Well, she said it twice for some reason. So, what are you waiting for?
Well, in the first movie, she says, "What are you waiting for, huh? What are you waiting for?" So, and she did it, man. She said it. The thing is like,
do it.
If this was real life, and you're just screaming, like in the first movie, she's just screaming something. She's not gonna remember that and then say it 30 years later. It was just a heat of the moment, screaming, saying. Like you're making us think that she like watched her own movie and is like, wow, this is a really iconic line.
I remember when I said that shit 30 years ago. So cool. And then we got Helen. You know, Helen shivers. Her picture's by her grave. It looks like it's in tip-top shape for being there for 30 years. And then that part, okay, when
they did de-aging
when Danica walked into that room, and I was like, you fucking kidding me? Yeah. I said, she's the killer. Whenever she walks in, and Helen is standing there with the hook in her hand at the pageant place, and then whenever she turned around,
in the dream sequence,
right then and there, though, I was like, "Are you fucking? This cannot be real. She's dead. They're gonna say she lived, and she's the killer for what reason?" And then her face started to fucking like melt.
That part was pretty cool. That part was pretty cool though. Like that was literally the only like horror part in the movie. Like she started to turn into like this like melting scary body, dead corpse. One of my biggest issues I have with the movie is I don't mind reboots at all. Like reboots are cool. Not at all. Remakes are cool too, but they called this movie a sequel. And then they even told us in the media that they were basically remaking the characters. Like Ava was supposed to be Julie, the blonde girl obviously was supposed to be Helen.
Teddy was Ryan.
But they made them. Let's see. We connected, but anyways, so the Ava girl is supposed to be Julie. We don't get to know that girl at all. In the movie, except for 1 second in the very beginning when she looks at a picture in her room when she's getting dressed and she says, "I miss you, Mom."
That's it.
That's the only moment we know. I literally don't know anything about this girl. I don't know what she's up to. I mean, I know that she's bi-curious. You know, that was very important. You know, like cool. That was kind of unnecessary to just like random there.
In a bathroom.
Like, dude, obviously a red flag. Probably the dirtiest place on this planet, an airport bathroom. And you're doing your thing in an airport bathroom with a random podcaster girl.
And then another thing. What was up with that part whenever she was gonna like Ava was gonna have sex with that other Milo, and then she was like, choke me, and he was like, I'm leaving. He fucking left. It's
the director spending too much time on TikTok. That's what it is. Because smut is really big right now. You know, like all those books, and they're all about like, you know, like choking and doing all of it. So but anyways, that Milo guy, what is he even doing in this movie? His character is worthless in this movie. And his death is stupid. His death is stupid too. He just gets choked out and he breaks his neck, and it's just like, okay, cool. This pussy who wouldn't hook up with this girl,
and he gets choked.
Like, Yeah, he wouldn't choke her, so he gets choked, I guess,
don't know
which
why
is kind
it's
of funny.
choppy. I feel like
Is it choppy? Oh, I don't know.
I don't.
I mean, my face might be definitely choppy because I'm on a.
I was gonna say
Damn
usually my
phone,
stream will
but-
tell me if something's going on, or my laptop will tell me, but it's not saying anything. It says excellent connection, so I don't know. Yeah, but overall,
Nice, yeah. Turn the quality down if it's a little choppy. Maybe try turning the quality down. Not you, but them.
it
Like
was
the video quality.
it was a movie like you said and I said we wanted to love it. It was your most anticipated movie, and it just didn't work out that way. So now I'm gonna focus on Strangers Chapter 2, which I like the first one. I know it's a hot take, but I do. I think the trailer for the second one looks great. Weapons looks fantastic. Black Phone 2, of course, looks amazing. Lots of good movies to come, so hopefully.
Really looking forward to Weapons. Really
It
looking
looks
forward to
really
that one, man. They've done a unique thing too with that movie. I mean, I kind of avoided the trailers, but from what I've heard and from what I've seen, I think they're actually keeping the trailers like really, really vague, which is, I feel like, a unicorn. But
It looks, I don't know. I am very excited. It's giving me Black
Yeah,
Phone
but-
vibes a little bit mixed in with something else. So we'll see.
Silent
I
Night,
can't
Deadly
believe
Night
that's going to
remake.
theaters though. I watched the trailer. I don't know.
Isn't that crazy? It's going to theaters. I know that's one of those movies you're like,
Did you-
oh, straight to Shudder or straight.
I know you
to...
said you don't really watch them, but did you watch the trailer for that one? Oh,
No. It just came out like yesterday or something.
yeah, I think it was yesterday.
Not
I don't
good.
know. I just don't think it looks like a movie that should go to theaters, in my opinion.
Do you know who made it? I forget. Is it like Neon or something, or is it? Actually, I think
It's the same.
I think it's
I was
Shudder.
gonna say it's the same people.
Right?
Cineverse, is that what?
Oh, Cineverse. That's right. That's right. For same people as
Yeah.
Terrifier,
So
right?
I mean, obviously, Rowan Campbell's great.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know
Yeah.
how great it's gonna do at the theater. I can't imagine it's gonna do that well.
Well, hopefully the budget's like a maximum of $5 million.
I would hope so.
Hopefully, because it'll that movie. There's no way it's gonna make any more than
Let me see.
That movie's a very cult. It's like that's not a general population type.
Not
of
at
movie.
all.
But anyways,
there you go.
Cool. That's good, man. Agate Cat. There you go. Nice.
Real quick, I just wanted to.
I mean, I'll be there.
Oh
if they
yeah.
won, but, whatever.
So I know what you did last summer. Made $45.5 million. So
That's probably all it's gonna
maybe
make,
50.
man. Might trickle in another few million, but
Yeah,
I think it's
and
done.
it's
It's
going to be
cooked.
enough to greenlight a sequel, probably, isn't it? It shouldn't,
Oh,
but
dude.
it's. And then the after credit scene that.
No, I don't think they're
No?
gonna have a sequel. I don't think. I bet you they spent a shit ton on marketing
Okay.
that movie.
You're gonna be
I
a
bet you they
badass,
did.
Julie. We're gonna go kick some fisherman's ass. That's what we're gonna do.
The thing, the post. I know, right? Don't you love how the Stevie's still
Nobody
on the
cares.
loose?
We're eating food here. We're hungry.
But the two girls, yeah, they're on the beach, and they're
Eating
like,
shrimp.
man, this would all be solved if guys. just took
Like, what are you
therapy."
talking about? Stevie's a girl. Like,
Are we watching the same
Like,
movie?
Ray-
Yeah,
Ray-
that's
yeah, maybe Ray needed some therapy. He went through some trauma, but Stevie's a girl. So, hello.
yeah. And then I love how the fiance, that random guy gets slaughtered with the harpoon gun, and then the girl is like, what does she say? Oh, she says, does this mean I'm gonna be a widow? And then she's like, well, hopefully I'll still be like a hot widow.
I don't know. I know the director said don't take it seriously, but the dialogue and I'm not even one who usually cares about that stuff, but it was just very hard to listen to these people talk. It's not real life. Is what it amounts to. Nobody talks like this.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, except for on TikTok,
Yeah.
yeah, or something. But yeah, it's not funny at all. all. It's supposed to be funny, but not
Thoughts
funny.
on Sweet Revenge teaser? I mean, I like the teaser. The mask is terrible. The Jason mask is awful, in my opinion.
I know I'm trying to figure out if I hate the mask or if it's just different. Because sometimes my first reaction when something is just totally different, I'm like, do I hate it? Or is it just different? Because it's very different.
It looked good in the teaser. The way they lit it and everything, it made it look decent. But when they pulled it out of the thing at Comic-Con, it looked like anime. Yeah, it was so bright.
Yeah. Too much
we'll
light
see.
on it.
We'll see how it's gonna go. It's not gonna be a mask I'm gonna go out and buy. I can tell you that. I don't want it. I don't want to own that. They'll be selling them soon at Spirit Halloween in a couple of weeks or wherever they open. Probably soon.
I've already started to see them pop up. Yeah, it should be interesting. Yeah, I hope that rumor is not true about. I hope they're referring to the TV show when they talk. I heard like the next movie might be a prequel, but hopefully that rumor is just like messed up and they're kind of referring to the TV show, you know, because I feel like the majority of fans, we want adult Jason doing his thing, you know, right?
That mask
What's up, Eli?
was ugly. It just looks like a Nintendo video game mask, in my opinion. It's an anime. I don't know. We'll see. Once we see it in action, maybe we'll all change our minds, and maybe we'll say, "Damn, Jason's back. That was badass. I want more of this." Who knows? We'll see. August 13th, we'll get that little 13-minute short thing and see how that goes, and then maybe they'll, I don't know, make a movie soon.
Yeah, I feel like the way they're rolling all this out is just weird. It's just weird. Like, what's why are we doing a short? What?
I don't think like
the 2009 movie was really successful. Like, it made a lot of money. It made over 100 million, right?
I know. It. Opening weekend.
The fans are there, man. If you make a fun Friday the 13th movie, it's probably gonna make 80+ million.
I guarantee.
Like, just give us a feature film and let's do
guaranteed.
It. You know. So
Blu-ray says I think adult Jason was confirmed to be in one episode of season 1 of Crystal Lake. We'll see. I mean, I'm gonna watch it. I'll be there watching it day one it's on the cock, right? It's on the good old Peacock, so that's good. Jason loves the cock 100%. Just
he got jerked off in Freddy vs. Jason.
Jason goes to hell, he got jerked off.
True.
People coming in now are like, what the fuck are
they? Because he was a part of the Necronomicon. Everybody loves the Necronomicon. So
oh man. We'll see. What
yeah, I don't have Peacock. I never have, but I guess I need to get
the cock too. Everybody got to get the cock, so it's just what we got to do. You know what I mean? And then they're gonna raise the price because everybody's gonna want it to watch Crystal Lake because they're assholes like that. Adult Jason sounds dirty. Adult Jason is a freak, my friend, a freak. Yeah. So Freddy vs. Jason, that's what we talked about. You're probably here now and be like, it's not even talking about Freddy vs. Jason because we already talked about it.
Yeah. Probably the title. It's probably the title of the stream.
We're talking about a bunch of other things. So, but always a pleasure getting you on. Your channel's fantastic. I watched a bunch of your videos today while I'm driving around. So you're the man. You're killing it. If you have not subscribed to MadBlood, link is in the description box below. He pumps out content so much, so you're always gonna get something new from him for sure. I'm sure you got a ranking video coming out for I know what you did last summer. You probably got a tier list planned. I know your stuff by now. It's coming.
My ranking video for I know you did last summer. Yeah, it is. I think it's at 90%, but because I told you off stream, my internet's been down for 2 days, so it's sitting at 90% uploaded.
Almost there.
And then on Friday I'm moving, so that's cool.
Moving sucks, dick.
Yeah, it does. But luckily, it'll be the last move for a long time.
Well, hope it's smooth transition for you. Want to thank you for coming on and hanging out tonight. Really appreciate it as always. Everybody in the chat.
Yeah, likewise, man. Thanks for having me on, dude. Always good to be on your channel. I love your channel as well, and thanks for the kind words and all that. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate the love.
Yep,
So,
everybody,
thanks, man.
thank you guys for hanging out with us. We really appreciate it. And like I said, definitely click the like on the video and go subscribe to MadBlood. You will not be disappointed. Everybody have a good night. I'll be back. Oh, wait, no, not next week on vacation. The week after, I will be back with the remake. And my dude, Cody Leach, will be back on the channel. Always
Hell
a pleasure.
yeah.
So don't want to miss that one. That I think is August 10th, I think. Something like that.
Nice, man. That'll be a lot of fun.
Hopefully see you guys there. Matt, always a pleasure. Have a good evening, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Thanks.
We're going to...
Thanks, brother. See you guys.